The program outcome for ECED 103 was to design, execute, and assess meaningful, challenging curriculum that promotes comprehensive child development and learning outcomes for every child. So for the activity that I planned, it was called Stack of Words, and basically we just use sight words or any normal three-letter words, and we would start to build the word from the bottom. So for an example, cat, CAT. You can use cups, construction paper, and different things like that for the activity. For ECED 104, the program outcome was to integrate health, safety, and nutrition practices according to local, state, and nutrition and national standards. To show that I understood the outcome, I came up with lesson plans to show children how to feed themselves according to their age groups. So using different things like utensils and fine motor skills for children that were under 6 months. For ECED 106, you were to create respectful and reciprocal relationships with children, family, and communities to foster involvement and support children's development and learning. To show that I understood the program outcome, I created a PowerPoint to discuss family patterns, trends, and relationships across culture, class, and ethnicities. This activity gave basically an insight to different races, different family types, and how to keep them involved in community resources. And ECED 102, the program outcome was to observe, document, and assess to support young children and families teaching and learning. To understand that I understood the objective, I created a pamphlet. This pamphlet included physical and motor skills for each age group. This pamphlet was used to promote my future business. It shows developmental milestones for each age group. In ECED 201, the program outcome was to incorporate developmental appropriate guidance strategies to positively impact children, behavior, and social emotional development. To show that I understood the program outcome, I created lesson plans for different age groups. Infant age group lesson plans included fine motor skills. So these activities use things like their hands and how to sit up. Taught the lesson plans included things like math skills, learning how to count using maybe their favorite toy or their favorite snack. Preschool age included social studies, learning to go outside and finding things like rocks and talking about different ethnicities and races. For Site 101, to understand the program outcome, you were to organize work effectively to create a purposely responsive program, including preparation of written plans, progress records, and parent communications and various reports. To show that I understood the program outcome, I discussed my SCORE personality test and dimensions of personalities. So for Site 101, we were told to take personality tests that you would usually take for a job interview, for a pre-job interview anyway, and discuss exactly how the program scored you and what did the program give you insight on about yourself. For English 202, you were to utilize current technology and resources to locate and evaluate information needed to accomplish a goal and then communicate the findings in visual, written, and oral format. To show that I understand the program outcome, I wrote a career development research paper. In this paper, I discussed how the pandemic affected the learning of all students. So, in the paper, I took a look at before the pandemic and how students were scoring on reading and math assessments. And then I took a look at how they scored, how they scored returning back to school after the pandemic, and it showed that it was a decrease in scoring um, due to lack of internet, lack of parent involvement, and things like that. In Career Development 3, the program outcome was to transfer knowledge, skills, and behaviors acquired through formal and informal learning, life experiences to new situations. For Career Development 3, employ strategies for reflection on learning or practice to adjust learning processes for continual improvement. Finalizing my online MyCred profile to ensure it shows evidence of my attachment and their outcomes. For Math 201, math reasoning to form conclusions and make decisions. To understand that I understood the program outcome, I created a student repayment plan loan, calculated my own student loans, and determined the amount of interest over a period of time that the loan accumulated. So we were looking at the number of years, 5, 10, and 15 years, the amount of interest that each loan would gain interest and how long it would take to pay off.